Hello, patrons or subscribers, depending on when you're watching this, and welcome to the newest episode of the Pai Sho Board. As always, I'm Jack, and returning with me is Jojo again.
I'm only sometimes JoJo.
And unfortunately, Kieran will not be joining us with us in future episodes. He has decided to part away from the group. Kieran, if you're watching this, bud, I hope you're doing well, and if you ever want to come back, you're welcome anytime. Anyway, introducing our guest for the episode, though, you know him as the voice of Windad himself, our Kelsang. Welcome, James Dijit.
Hello, thank you for having me.
No problem. How you doing today, man?
Doing okay. Just got off a rough week of work, but my weekend has started, so that's it's going downhill from there.
Well,
Time
hey,
for that
I mean,
side hustle.
Right. So kind of a fun story about how you ended up coming onto our show, though, is you didn't actually you didn't audition for Kelsang originally.
Not at all.
Yeah.
You approached me, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so I guess I don't know if I ever told you the story, but if I've told you, I know for a fact I haven't told anyone here, or maybe I did. I don't know.
I don't know. That's for sure.
Time isn't real, and neither are birds. Anyway, so I originally met him because we were both auditioning for an Overwatch comic dub. I think it was some sort of Halloween thing, and we both ended up auditioning for Zenyatta. And I don't remember. I think you would probably ended up winning that audition, whatever it was. But because I'm a vain guy, I like to listen over my competitors just to see what they sounded like. And at the time, we were just finishing up the deadline for our auditions for Kyoshi, and I was just thinking, oh god, none of these are working. I need to find someone else who could voice for Killsong, but I don't know. We'll put that on the back burner. Let's do some auditions. And I listened over his audition for Zenyatta, and I'm like, oh god, yes, this is perfect. Let's go. And I ended up reaching out to James not long after, and the rest is sort of history. That's how we got our Killsong.
Mm-hmm.
Moral of the story, kids, is crush the competition and they'll hire you.
No.
I don't know how the audition went.
I completely understand though, because whenever I throw in like tons of auditions here and there, and then of course, like at least 99% of that you don't get. I kind of like to see who they cast and how they do it, and how could I have done it better. Like
it gives you a chance to sort of like learn how to learn from defeat. I guess is the best way to put it.
Very good way to learn.
You guys take a much nicer approach to that. As an artist, whenever I entered a contest and I lost, I just be like, who'd I lose to? Who am I mad at? Who is?
Well, see, the difference, Jojo, is that's the difference between voice acting and art, or drawing art, not voice art. That's what I was trying to say.
Smooth, nice save. Yeah, no, I guess I mean, like, you can learn from the winner. I could be like, oh, okay, I see how they drew that, but it's not quite as like that's what I'm gonna try to do, because with art, like half the time you're like, I don't know how they did that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm allowed to curse. I hope I censored that well enough. I choked.
If we're past the 1 minute mark, I think we should be fine. I don't know. YouTube has a way of like cutting down on people when it comes to like within the first minute, so hopefully everything is good at that point. I don't know how much time has passed at this point.
97.
Oh, we're way past it.
Yeah, we're good. Like I said, time isn't real and neither are birds. Anyway, so before we jump into the meat of this, we actually have a couple questions from our patrons when I pulled out for you here, James.
Ooh.
So this question we have is from we didn't get too many, but this one we have here is from Echo Sandvik. He says, "Hi James, you've been a great voice for Kelsang so far. How do you manage to sound so convincing as an old wise man, even though your voice can sound so much younger?"
Oh, weirdly enough, I do get typecast as an old man. Mostly because I have what some people would like to say a textured voice, which is just a nicer way to say rough. So I've been using that to my advantage, and I've been able to play off a lot of older characters, especially easy if the character has a lot of facial hair for some reason. I don't know why, but that somehow plays a big part in it.
You sound like you'd have a beard.
I'm actually clean shaven. Like, I
Uh.
cannot grow facial hair to save my life.
That's amazing. I don't know. Do I sound like I have facial hair? Because I know you guys can't see this, but I do have a full beard, and
Oh,
I don't know if my voice reflects that or not.
I think I would be cheating because I have seen a picture of you.
That's fair.
I know you in real life. This would be a question for the comments because
Okay,
I
yeah.
I think I knew
if
what
you
you
hear
looked like before I heard you. I think I saw you walking, saw you coming. Like I was like, who's that guy?
I don't know. All right, fine. For our people in the comments, do I sound like I have a beard? Let us know down below.
Also important. Do I sound like I have a beard? Don't let me know. I'll cry.
Fair enough. All right. All right. On to the episode itself.
Fire. Air. Water.
But yeah, I believe the direction I gave you for your voice for Kelsang was I just found my old PSP at the time, and I was playing through Final Fantasy Dissidia, and I think my voice reference for Kelsang was Golbez. Is that right?
Oh yes. Funny enough, one of my favorite villains / good guys.
Even knowing betrayal and despair, you would depend on the whims of others.
It's not so bad if I take a break from Avatar business.
In Final
Yeah,
Fantasy
no,
IV.
I wholeheartly agree. 4 is one of my favorite Final Fantasy games.
Mhm. And he has a glorious voice in Dissidia.
He does, absolutely. I don't know, he just has a cool design. He looks like a medieval Batman.
It's just sad. You serve the Avatar for Yang Chen's sake.
It's not so bad if I take a break from Avatar business. I'll get more time to spend with you.
How's that for fun, Kelsang? Kelsang?
Kyoshi, where did you learn that song?
I think this was the first time we had the recap music by Jerome Jensen. Okay, so I meant to ask about this thing you're humming here in the beginning. Was this from what was it?
This tune is from Hollow Knight. 'Cause-
Hollow Knight, I knew it.
yeah, there's
Around here.
a character named Cornifer who hums this,
Now, who
and
could that
that's
be at
the
this
best
hour?
way to know that he's nearby, and he gives you a map of the area.
Oh.
And so I just kind of
long time
copied
no see,
that because at the
Kelsang.
time I was obsessed with the game,
Mark,
and
it's
I couldn't
good to
think
see
of
you, old
anything
friend.
else to hum.
What brings you
That's
here so
beautiful.
late?
Oh, also, we totally glanced over this, but that's the first appearance of Melodonius as our voice for Avatar Kuruk. He'll be making some miscellaneous appearances through the series, but most of which I can't really talk about because it's way too early in the story right now.
You and Janju found
I'm
him
excited.
almost 2 years ago.
How could you spoil
don't
a book that's
understand.
been out for years?
After Kurok died, the Earth Kingdom traditions around finding the next Avatar fell apart. Imagine if the seasons themselves suddenly refused to turn. It was chaos. There was even a rumor.
I believe it
that
was
Kurok
Jay
the
that did
last
the background
Avatar,
for this sequence
that
here.
The world was
J-Cat.
destined for an age of strife.
I'm
Nelly?
pretty sure it
To
was
be
him that did
torn
this.
apart by outlaws and
Yes, that.
warlords. That is, until Janju labeled Yun as the next Avatar.
So this key image was actually kind of
But
thrown in
when it
last
happened,
second.
It had no president.
But like I was still trying to learn how to do. I'm gonna pause this really quick. I didn't know how to do a sepia tone on Photoshop for the longest time, so I just kind of threw it to Kachi and said, "Hey, mind doing me just a small favor?" Because the original picture for that was in color, and I'll post it for the audience that's watching it once this video comes out. But yeah, originally that was a colored shot, and I wanted to convey it as a flashback, just so I had him do a sepia tone filter over it.
It's better than the Microsoft like ripple
Kyoshi,
effect.
I know that Yun was close with you and
Oh
Ranga.
god, I can only
Has he
imagine.
told either of you
But with the
details
sparkle
of all
sound
of this?
effects too.
Janju must have forbade him to talk about it. Perhaps it would cast doubt on his legitimacy. We were in Makapu surveying the volcano. We'd honestly given up on finding the Avatar on
Love
the
that.
last
Fun
day
fact,
of
by the way,
trip. But
some
we
people
noticed
actually
the
forget
crowd
that
going
this was
into
actually
the
supposed to
town
be the same
square.
place where Aunt Wu,
They were
where
gathered
the gang
around
met
the
Aunt Wu
tribe
in
with
The
a
Last
pancake
Airbender. I don't know if that
passing
many people
tours.
realize that.
Ladies and gentlemen,
The
you
fortune
have
teller.
what it takes to beat the Pai Sho Prince.
Ah.
See if you can defeat the undefeated Yoon.
He was running the blind.
I really like the way this is drawn. Everyone's just so expressive in this picture. I think it was Nav that did this one.
Nav did this one, and I adore it.
Yeah.
Them up randomly. Whatever you draw each turn.
I
is
love
what
the
you have to
arrogance in
play.
his face
And
there.
insurmountable
Yeah, he has very little shit
What most
vibes, and I
people
love it.
didn't know, and what Yoon didn't know at the time either, was that the blind bag is supposed to be a scam. You're meant to rig the tiles or the bag itself, so you have a way to find the exact combinations you need. But Yoon wasn't.
See,
cheating.
if I could redo part of this episode, I would like to sort of give a more visual explanation about how Pai Sho works, because there is legit rules about how the game is played online, and I wish I could have conveyed that a little bit better with the visuals we had, but at the time I just didn't really know how I would have done it.
Yeah.
Secret from everyone except us.
Huh. I didn't know Avatar Kuruk took Pai Sho so seriously.
I believe it would require a lot of hands.
Hand
Yeah.
few things he did.
Yeah, and I don't
He was
I don't
one
know.
of the greatest
I-
players in
I'd say
history.
that our
Depending on what
our team
rules
isn't
you're
really.
using, you
I
have
don't want to
as
put my art
many
team
as
through
60
through all that work,
tiles.
but considering
There
how
are
episode
over
4 turned
200
out, I
spots on the board
maybe
where you
I
can
just
put
don't
them.
want to say it out loud.
To randomly draw and then brilliantly execute a precise line of play that only Kuruk was mad enough to win with in the annals of the game. The odds of it are unfathomable.
I've never played it myself. Is everyone's playstyle really that different?
It's like a personal signature. And after what John Ju went through with Zhu Ping An and the Yellownecks, it was like a
That name
mountain
definitely comes
range
up
had
later,
been
by the way,
lifted
just in
off
case
his
anyone's
shoulders.
wondering. The name's Zhu Ping
Any
An, I
doubts he
mean.
might have had completely vanished when we saw Yoon Earthbend. He can move rocks like no one else. If we identified the Avatar solely through a precision bending contest, he'd be Kurok's reincarnation hands down.
You know, they do talk a bit about how the Earth
I don't get
the
it.
Earth Kingdom identifies
If
the
anything,
Avatar,
this is
but
proof that
I
Yuri
think
was the
I think in
Avatar.
the book
Why
they
would
did
you tell
specify
me
it
that
does
I'm-
come down to a precision
I'm-
bending contest,
Why would
but
you do that to
I
me?
don't know. I don't remember the exact wording of how they went over that.
Can we continue?
I love this drawing of Kyoshi here, by the way. Just her hair all blown back.
Else,
It's that powerful.
Hey man, when airbenders got lungs.
I would hope we all have lungs. I'm
you
gonna
still
be real
have
with you.
those.
I would hope.
Like power lungs,
Valuable
but like
to
power
you.
lungs that could send someone across
When
the
I
room with a
first tracked you
sneeze.
down to that little nest you made
Since
under the
2020,
tent,
yes.
you hugged that book
I got some
so
questions,
tight and
Jojo. How did you deal during the pandemic?
Me?
Like,
Oh, someone
Yeah, did you-
sneezed. I
did you-
left.
You think that I'm the Avatar.
oh,
because
okay, fair
I'm
enough.
made up?
Okay, wow, that completely went over my head.
Yeah, it really blew over your head, huh?
From thin air, the exact
Get
it?
line of a
Blue?
poem Avatar
Yes, I
Kuruk
get it,
wrote
Jojo.
Like
a
tell
long
her.
ago.
How does that even
What
work?
I'm
It
about to
doesn't.
tell you is
It's
It
that
was
the
a
arrow.
misdirect.
keep it
Oh, shit!
Oh.
What did arrows do? Direct.
I'm listening.
Oh, great. Now there's two of them.
It was about
know what else
20 years
directs?
ago. Myself and the rest
Me?
of Kuruk's
Thank you.
companions were
Perfect setup.
Okay.
Perfect catch.
but
Self
the
dive.
challenges
Uh.
we drifted towards our own separate lives. Janju started working on.
I
his
can't wait.
final
There's going to be one
projects.
point where we do
Huron
actually do a
started
behind the
teaching
scenes
at
look
the
of
Royal
the
Fire
younger
Academy,
versions of
and later
Kuruk's gang, and I
married
really
his
can't
father
wait till we get to do
Jung-sik.
that. It's going to be a little bit later
That
down the
was
line,
when
but it'll be
Abbot
fun.
Dorje was alive, and I was still in his good graces. So I was being groomed to take over the southern air.
So
tank.
a problem we had in previous episodes is I didn't have a
So, what
consistent
was
color
Avatar
for the
Kuruk
texts.
doing?
So what we're seeing now is the one that we ended up settling on being the general
Traveling the
text
world,
color.
breaking
But other
hearts and
times it
taking
looked like it would be
names.
anywhere between
But one
black
day
to
he showed up on my
a really
doorstep
light
out of
tan
the
to where it
blue.
almost sunk
He
into the
wanted
chat
me to
box.
read over
Yeah,
a declaration of eternal
My
love
favorite
he'd
character,
written
Chat the
in a
Buckskin,
poem,
really appreciates it.
while the
Yeah.
presentation was a little
For those of you who missed the last
different.
couple episodes, yes, the
Its
chat box does have a
content
name,
line
and
for line
Jojo
would
won't let
be
me forget it.
produced in the
No.
spur of the moment.
I live to displease.
You seem to remember it in overly specific detail.
Because he was going to give it to Heyron.
What happened next?
I meddled.
I love the way Nav draws Kelsang in this. He's just so expressive in all of them.
It's beyond selfish. Heyron has.
By the
been
way,
around
when you did
for
that line, I
years.
actually flinched when I first heard that line.
Aw.
Just a fun fact.
Impact psychic damage.
Kuruk, it's not about the way it's written. I know you weren't at Heiran's wedding, but you should have seen.
I did have to do quite a few retakes of that because I don't know why when I get loud and yell, I start to hiccup.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'd go like, it's beyond.
It's been one giant.
Man, but that really puts a hiccup in your
What
plans.
should I do?
Yeah.
See, the good news is, I guess it's a minor spoiler. I don't think I have any other sequences where he's going to be yelling,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
so hopefully that won't be happening for
To
you
this
anymore.
day, I don't
Yeah.
know if I did the right thing. Heiran always did love Kuruk with some piece
Okay,
of
I'm really
heart.
proud of how this particular
Maybe
sequence
we can
turned out,
return
where
to
Kelsang's
what
lamenting
we
whether or not he
had
made the right
wanted
choice.
for each other.
Mhm.
But then, in just a few sequences, you see Kyoshi looking outside, seeing Rangi, and realizing if Kuruk went with Heiran, Heiran would never have met Junsig, and if they never got together, they never would have had Rangi, which then she would never have been around, and
You did the right
You know,
thing.
Mhm.
it was just only done with like
I know for
one
sure.
line of dialogue in one
I wish I
image,
could
and
be
I'm
more
I'm really
certain.
proud of how that turned out.
But if there's one thing
Think
the
it was
last few
powerful
decades have
enough.
taught me, it's that life does not work out in certain guaranteed ways. I'm not supposed to talk about this, but rumor has it Yoon has been having trouble learning to firebend. I fear Jeonju is becoming more extreme in his teachings.
I love
He
the
stakes
delivery
so
of that, by
much
the
on
way.
creating
You,
his
you
ideal
do. I was gonna say, you
replacement
really
for
just know how to bring a
Kuruk
certain
any
life to
time he
Kelsang, and I
faces
really
a
do appreciate
setback.
that for you.
Ah,
His
thank you.
response is to dig
I
in
mean,
and push
you have been
harder.
directing me well, so it's working out a lot better.
Well, we'll say
Kyoshi,
we'll say
Yoon
it's a
still
two-man
has
effort.
The strongest
I'll take
case
that.
for being the Avatar. That hasn't changed. But if the criteria we've lowered ourselves to are improbable things that Kurok once did, then we have to consider you as well. But to be honest, I don't know if I'm entirely upset by this complication. I see Avatar-worthy merits in you that you have yet to realize.
Yeah?
This is another funny bit. This is another bit that just
Like
makes me
your
laugh every time I see
selfless
this.
humility.
That's not true. I'm not. Ugh, mm.
Oh, there it
I'm
is.
sorry, I might have
The
been
Patty
able to
the
answer
Patty
this
Kyoshi
question
just gets me
years
every
ago.
time.
If I had the
Also,
chance
I
to
think
meet
I
your
talked about this
parents
in the
like
last
I did
episode,
with
but I
the
kind
other
of frame it
village
as, even
children,
though canonically
more
Kelsang
information
and
could have
Kyoshi
made
are
the
about the same height,
difference.
I always frame it to where he's got a little bit more height on her,
I'm
just
sure
to
they
see,
would have loved
just so people
having
can kind of get a
child as
visual
valuable
representation
as
of
the Avatar.
his
A
relationship
once-in-a-generation
to Kyoshi.
choice.
Oh, stop lying.
They
You
would
know
have
he's on
been
his tippy
proud of their
toes.
daughter no matter what. I
Sure,
know
sure,
I
Jojo.
am.
He
we keep
he
this a
decided that
secret?
he needs to give
Just for a
Kyoshi
while, until I
the
get my
whole
bearings.
like
Maybe you'll
fatherly
remember
figure.
Kuruk's
So he's like,
home
I'm a little
differently
bit
in the morning,
taller.
or
Either
Kuruk's
that or
island.
either
Anything.
that or either that or Kyoshi's just like
Kelsang,
is slouching so that he
please.
looks taller by comparison.
Whatever the truth is, we'll find out eventually.
This is a collab work between Jellycat and JoJo, actually. Fun fact.
Yeah.
So the book actually depicts this a little differently. She actually doesn't sit in the bed in the book. Instead, the book specifies that she stays standing up because she thought better on her feet. And rather than it being sort of a more somber moment, this is more of a frantic panic moment. And I think I'm kind of happy that we made this change instead, though. Just because I feel like it
Ugh.
sinks in a little more.
What now?
Kyoshi, you back here?
Yun?
Hey, I was looking for you.
You
I always
what?
like seeing Kyoshi
What
next
were
to
you-
next to other characters because you never realize how tall she is when she's standing with Kelsang, and then you see him next to someone like Yoon or Rangi, and she's just a giant, and I love it.
I have no idea how to use this. I hate swords.
You know, this is much harder with you being here.
Also,
Throw it in the armory pile.
also the gift duty
I'm sure
version of
Rangi can
Kyoshi.
probably
I just
teach you
love the
something.
design she has for this. It's really cute.
Oh,
There's the face.
great. Another
Well.
Pai Sho Board.
Fun fact,
Ooh.
by the way, the Pai Sho board for that is the
Looks
same
pretty.
clip art
Yun,
that we use for the
without
opening for the Pai
exaggerating,
Sho board.
This is your
Oh.
44th.
Just
Oh,
take
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Just
You're
take
not
that
keeping this
scene
one.
and make that the new opening for the Pai Sho
Ruthless.
board. Just, great.
Well, it's just
Another Pai Sho board. And this you're gonna get like, welcome to episode
I found
4.
them in the pile.
you know, actually, that's not a
You're
bad
way too
idea.
good. Hand them over.
She's pouting because of
rather
all
not.
the
Ugh.
outtakes that
What
we had
did
to
you-
do for the intro.
Did you stuff the extra space with bandages?
Ugh,
Ugh.
Kyoshi, please.
So, So for
Alright,
the Kyoshi
Silly.
please line, we actually
What's
had that
bothering you?
image done first, so I actually used that as a visual for
I
him
want you
to
to
help
come on a journey
for
with me.
Zach to do
I need you by
his
my
take on
side.
that line, and I think it definitely worked out.
What? Where?
The
So-
Eastern Sea. Near the
I wanted to
south.
convey something here. So by this point, we all kind of know that the big couple in this story is going to be between Kyoshi and Rangi, but canonically, Kyoshi is bisexual,
I'm signing
and
the
there was some
contract.
implication that she and Yoon
The
had
Fifth
kind of a
Nation?
thing going on,
You're
but
going to sit at a
it doesn't really
table
get
with the
explored too
leader of the
much due
Fifth
to
Nation,
reasons I can't really
and you
go
want
into at the
me
moment.
to come
Mhm.
with you?
I know how much you hate outlaws.
More great
I
music
thought you
work
would
by
appreciate seeing
Jerome
victory
Jensen, by the
from
way.
close. It's only political, but still.
Yun, I'm not much of a bender. I'm basically your nanny. You need someone like Rangi, or better yet, the Fire Lord's entire personal legion.
Rangi's coming with us. But I want you to come too. You won't be there to fight if things go wrong. You'll just stand around and watch me as things go right.
Oh, for the love of... Why?
Perspective. I need your perspective. Is it sad I want a regular person there?
See,
Someone to be scared and impressed.
what I like
and
about this scene
overwhelmed
is
just
that
like me,
we ultimately know
and
that
not
Yoon is
just
not the
another
real
professional
Avatar, but that
Avatar
doesn't mean
monitor.
he's a bad character
That
or a bad
afterwards I want
guy.
someone
In
like
fact,
you
and I
to
like
come when
that
I'm
they
struggling
go out of their way to
with
make sure that
life.
he is actually doing
Whether
his
I
best to
really
try and be the
remember
best Avatar he can, even though he's not.
I know it sounds
And
stupid,
I really do
but I
appreciate
think I
that.
need the presence
It's
of someone who
like, I
gets
know
it.
it sounds like I'm patting myself on the back for doing this scene, but at the same time, they convey this in the
I want you to
books
be
too,
proud of
and
me,
I'm really glad that they did
not
something like
satisfied
that with this
the
character.
performance of the Avatar. It'll be safer than it sounds. Most of the Dao Fei gangs respect the Avatar. I think it's because they're superstitious about the Avatar's spiritual power. Either that or just scared of someone that could drop all four elements on their heads at once.
I'll go. Someone has to clean up whatever mess you make.
Thank you. And 3, 2, 1.
Avatar Yoon.
Fun fact, by the way, I ran a
Barely
poll.
made any
So
progress
back when that was the only
left.
thing that people knew about episode
We were
3,
actually
Mhm.
waiting for you.
I actually held a poll
We
on
decided
Twitter
to
to see
burn
who
him.
people thought was going to be at the door.
You can start
Half of them
with
voted for
this so
Kuruk,
close.
and I don't know how to feel about that.
As
Oh.
Avatar, I
Like,
command you
he's
to
dead.
follow.
How is he?
Yes,
How would it?
of course, and set the entire mansion on
Entire
fire.
genre change.
Exactly. Burn it all to the ground
It's about to
and
become.
put it
It's
back
about to
together.
become a horror theme
We'll accept
instead.
your states of mind.
Oh, please. You would start whining this.
Oh god, I feel bad. There's one key image that I wanted to include on here, but by the time it was done, the episode was already finished, and I'm really sad it didn't show up. I'll post it in the thing here. But instead, I kind of like the abruptness of the pillows just hitting them at the end. I know it looks. I like how the ending looks corny, but I promise. But people who already saw episode 4 is already starting to see that this scene hits differently now because it's the last time where everyone's really happy, and I appreciate that. I
Yeah.
appreciate the corny.
I mean, you gotta have
And,
that build up to the
Exactly,
more
yeah.
tense parts.
Yeah, so that was episode 3. I'll just let this kind of play out. But yeah, this has been a good time though. James, thank you again for being our guest on this episode. It's been a blast.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
Oh, where can we find you on social media, by the way?
Oh, I'm easy to find. On Twitter, that's mostly the social media that I use. In fact, I think it's the only social media that I use, and it's just at James Dijit. Just
Can I
my
just
name.
say? Can I just say, for someone who only uses Twitter, you sound incredibly upbeat, and I really appreciate that.
incredibly upbeat? Well,
Look, I'm just saying, I know what Twitter's about, okay?
oh no, absolutely, because oh boy, it's been a lot of just bad news lately here and there, almost
Yeah, like-
24/7. But yeah, like you just gotta curate what you follow and see, so it's not all bad, at least.
I do my best, but Lord knows the other stuff tries its best to permeate through, and
Oh yeah, when
Ugh.
they're big enough, it's just almost impossible to avoid.
I know, like, see, there's one thing in particular I'm following right now. I don't know if I want to talk about it on here, because one, it's probably going to date this episode a little, but two, I just don't want that negativity to sink in here.
Well,
You're gonna
maybe we
date
can.
the episode?
Oh,
How romantic.
Yeah, yeah,
where's the dinner?
Um,
Where's the movie?
right. No need to get into the rough stuff yet. But anyway, for those of you who are watching at home, thank you so much for watching, and I hope everybody has a good night. Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.